I know it sounds crazy, but trust me, this healthy pizza is the real deal. It's made in a skillet, partially on the stove top, and it's one of the easiest homemade pizza methods that I've ever tried. Done in less than 30 minutes start to finish, and look at these crunchy edges. Delicious. Pizza is often considered junk food, but if done the right way, it can provide you with good nutrition. And it all comes down to the ingredients you use. This is my spin on this classic, and no, it doesn't include cauliflower. This one is actually made with whole grain, and it's better and also faster than delivery. Here's the method I use all the time. This pizza recipe is made with no yeast dough, and it's a great time saver because you don't have to knead it and you don't have to wait for rising. As the dough doesn't have to rest at all, I'm going to start preparing my toppings first. Thinly slice my olives and bell peppers and grate some mozzarella cheese. Now onto the dough. To start, in a wide mixing bowl, add my and your favorite homemade oat flour, same amount of spelt flour and some cornstarch to improve the texture. Instead of yeast, I use baking soda and some salt, which will make the dough rise in the oven. And if you want to flavor your dough, you can add some dry herbs too. Now add the Greek yogurt, which will bind everything together. I recommend using some thick yogurt, or your dough may be too sticky and you'll end up using more flour than you need. As you may recognize, this is pretty much the same dough I use for my bagels, but in this recipe I use less leavener. Using a spatula or wooden spoon, mix it up well, and once it starts to come together, transfer to a lightly floured surface and gently work into a bowl. If the dough feels sticky to the touch, add some more flour, but not too much. This is the dough for 2 smaller pizzas, so just double the recipe if you need it. Since there's no yeast to wait for, you can start shaping your pizza right away. And if you want to make this dough ahead of time, I suggest you keep it in the fridge overnight, but no longer than that. I love making pizza in a skillet because it makes a really nice crust. There's no need to preheat the skillet, just spread some olive oil so it doesn't stick to the bottom. Place the dough in the center and use your fingers to press evenly to the sides, without making actual edges. I start on the stove and finish under the broiler, so start cooking the dough on a medium to low flame. You don't want to burn the bottom. While it's getting crispy underneath, you can add the toppings. Your favorite homemade or store-bought tomato sauce all the way to the edges, grated mozzarella cheese, choose low moisture mozzarella rather than fresh to prevent sogginess, thinly sliced veggies, and you're good to go. Anyway, don't overdo it with toppings because with pizza, less is more. Move the skillet under the broiler and bake until cheese melts for 3 to 4 minutes until the top is nicely browned and edges are crispy and caramelized. When it comes to toppings, variations are endless. I use simple tomato, cheese and veggie combo, but it's great with some protein like pepperoni, ham or leftover chicken. I also love it with some sausage and egg on top as my breakfast pizza. It's a great way to kickstart your morning. Be careful with veggies. If watery like squash or tomato, again you could end up having your pizza crust soggy. Or you could give it a quick fry to make it tender or remove the excess moisture. Let your pizza set about 5 minutes before slicing. This will allow the cheese to cool a bit and make it stay on the pizza when you cut it. Now loosen the edges with a knife and slide the pizza onto a cutting board. Take a look at the edges. Thanks to the cast iron skillet, the crust is golden and crunchy on the outside, but still soft and chewy in the middle. You don't need a baking stone or any other equipment to make great pizza at home. This recipe is definitely a game changer when it comes to homemade pizza experience. How many calories? Well, quarter of the skillet pizza has 120 calories. That's less than half the calories of a regular pizza. And this is pretty cool. If you want to reheat your skillet pizza, just cover with lid and place on stove over low heat. It gets really soft and tasty. Super quick and so delicious. I can't even remember when was the last time I enjoyed pizza that much. So, if crispy crust is what you're looking for, you should make this healthy skillet cornbread too. It's seriously moist, but still lower in fat, and you can have it either sweet or savory. Check out that recipe now. Thank you so much for watching and see you in another video. Stay healthy, stay happy.